Hey, hey, hey. All right. So today we're going to talk about something different. We're going to talk about financial habits because sometimes the habits that got you here aren't going to be the habits that you'll use to get you to your next step. All right. So stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, hey, hey. All right. So if you are new here, I am Coach D, your financial coach, and I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. So, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go live on YouTube. We're doing something a little bit differently. Today, you have a recorded video that I recorded so I can air because why? If you are new to the channel, I had a house fire and I am going to be returning home and I won't be able to record my lives, record live because I'm moving things around. I'm moving to my new home. What you see here is the background of my rental home where I'm still at while I'm recording. But by the time you see this, I should be in my home and working on unpacking. And I didn't want to leave you all without a video. And by the time you see this video, tomorrow will be my business anniversary. We're celebrating 5 years in business with enhancing your finances. And I'm so excited. And before we even get into the topic, which is you've outgrown your old financial habits, I invite you to attend tomorrow. It's free. You just have to register. We're meeting on Zoom, 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh, you know what? Forgive me. When this airs, it's just going to be my anniversary the next day, but the next week is the anniversary celebration, which is July 8th, where we're going to have games, trivia, prizes. I love to give things away. So come on out, have fun, learn, hear about how the business started, where we're going in the business. I'm so excited to share that. You all will hear it first on the celebration event while we're there. So, tomorrow's our anniversary. So, right, happy anniversary in the comments. I look forward to coming back to seeing your comments of happy anniversary. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. And I miss you all live. I've been doing live every week since 2022, I believe it was. So it's been a while. But I started on Instagram and then I moved over to YouTube in 2023. So here I am. All right, so let's get into it. Just like any other live, today we're talking about you've outgrown your old habits and why does that matter? It's not a bad thing, what you've done to what you're going to be doing, you've grown. Things are different. So that's not bad. So maybe before with your finances, you're like, I want to save more. I want peace. And, I want these things. So you're going to do things differently to get to that. All right, so let's go over. We're going to go over. Normally on my lives, I'll do five, but since this is recorded, and I'm just going to do three. So I have three signs that you have outgrown your old financial habits, and I thought this was a good topic to leave you with because we're all growing, and we have to do different things when we grow. That's what we did, when we were doing, smaller savings. Let's say we're saving for I'm not gonna give examples. Let me get into my topic. I always go off topic. If you've been here before, you know this is what I do. So let's stick to it. All right. So three signs that you've outgrown your habits. Number one, your goals have changed. And this is actually what I was just getting ready to get into. So that's perfect. So your goal might have been like, hey, I need to start paying my bills on time. I need to, catch up with them. So I let that one bill go. I was out partying, I took a vacation, and I'm like, hey, I'll pay that bill when I get back. Well, that was your old goal was, hey, let me get on track with these bills. Let me pay it. Let me make sure that I'm doing stuff when I get paid and different things. Well, now you're in a different space in your life. You're making more, you're more mature. You're looking for more things like stability. Like, hey, I'm an adult. I have my things together. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for building my savings. I'm looking for planning for my retirement. I'm looking for, getting my life insurance, building that up. I just want financial peace. In the past, your goal could have been paying those bills on time. It could have been making sure I didn't miss a payment. But now you've got that under control, you're making more again, your goals are different. So the old habits you had aren't going to be the habits that you have now because you have different results you're looking for. So you can't reach your new goals with old habits. Number two, I have what used to work no longer works. Now, this is one that could be hard to deal with sometimes because, if that's something you've been doing for years and years and years, and, now it's not working. And for an example, I always want to use an example. But let's just say you always drove this one way to work. And now this isn't has to do with the finances, but just so you can see what I'm saying. You drove in one particular way to work all the time. This is what you did, and then maybe now they build construction, they build up new apartments, build up new homes, and that's what's a lot of what's going on now. But now there's a different road, there's a different path, there's more traffic, so it takes you longer. So you have to go a different way. So the different way is still going to get to, it's going to get you to where you're going now and what's best for you. Whereas that old way would still get you there, but it's going to take you longer. It's going to be unnecessary. You're going to have stops and, different things that you're past that. You understand that, hey, that's not the road for me. Now I need to be on this road, and this road's going to get me to, where I'm going. So just like that with your finances, sometimes it can be frustrating. Like that's the way I always go. That's what I'm used to, and now you have to learn a different way. But hey, things happen for a reason. So you go the other way to reach your new goals because maybe with your finances, bringing it back to finances, with your finances, how you may have been handling it in the past was like, hey, I know my finances. I can do it in my head. I don't need a plan. I don't need a planner. I don't have to write anything down. I don't need a spreadsheet. I've got this. I have my bills. I have, my three bills that I'm paying, and I know my income. I always have money left over, so I'm good. But now you're making more money, you have more responsibility, you have more expenses, so you have to have order and structure with those things. So, you could now have a car note, or you could now have a mortgage, or you might now have, children, different things from what you might have had in the past that you had to worry about. So now you have to do things differently. So life is different. So now you actually need to get that financial planner so you can write that down. So you can keep up with your due dates because you have more than three. Okay. Or, to track things that are due quarterly or things that are due annually. So you don't miss those dates and pay anything late because we don't want fees. What do we hate? To waste money on fees because we can always use that money on something else, something we love to do, something we enjoy to do, or put it in savings. You can save it for the holidays, save it for your vacation, different things that are coming up, family events, birthdays. We just passed graduations and proms and things like that. But, just think about things you could use that money on instead of giving it to a financial institution on fees. Okay, so it's very important. Write those things down. But that's our point. Just because something worked in before doesn't mean it's going to work now because life is different for you now. So that's what we're talking about. So number three, you don't need you're ready for something different. So this is a good one because sometimes you just know, like, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like that happened to me when I turned 30. I'm like, you know what? And it seemed like it just hit me. And it's just like 30. I'm 30. I'm 30. Okay. I'm not doing this. I'm 30. So just like with your finances, there'll come a point where you're like, hey, I want to get my finances together. I want to, you know, make sure I'm doing things. Maybe you're like, I don't want to keep repeating the cycle of paying my credit card off and building it back up again with debt. I keep paying it off and I keep, having to pay it. I keep paying it off and then putting more, on it. So that's a cycle. Maybe you want to get out of that cycle, and that's a dangerous cycle to be in if you have multiple cars because sometimes we'll spiral out and get so many that we can't get a hold of it. So definitely we want to prevent ourselves from getting there, but you'll get to a point where you're like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Hey, I looked at my credit card statement. I can see how much I'm paying on interest. I'm not doing that anymore. So you'll know, I don't want that stress of, hey, this credit card bill came in and I didn't know they were going to charge me an annual fee, or hey, I didn't know they were going to charge me this much interest, or different things that happen. You'll see different things, or on a card, maybe something came out automatic, or maybe you expected your bill to come out and be 29.99. That automatically comes out and they upped it, and now it's 39.99. And this thing's like, okay, that's $10, but okay, that $10 you weren't expecting. Maybe you had money in your other account. Like, when we get paid, sometimes we split our money in different accounts. So maybe you have money going to a different account. You didn't have the money available for that extra 10 because you weren't planning for that 10 because you were planning for that 29. But just an example, things change. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to feel that stress. I have myself together. I want to get my stuff in order with my finances. So that's important for us. And that's why our today's topic I thought was good to leave you with while I was away, because we outgrow our old financial habits. So whatever we were doing, maybe it won't work for us now. Or maybe we need to adjust it. Not maybe all of your habits might not need to be, thrown out and you get a new habit. Maybe you just need to adjust. Maybe your habit is with your finances. Every month you go through and check your bank statements and you're seeing, what you did, what you spent, and things like that. But your new habit could be, I need to check every week to have more things going, more bills coming in, more income coming in, more bills going out. So now you need to check more often. So not necessarily everything needs to change, but some things need to be adjusted. And that's a very important one too. We don't want to adjust. So be available for transformations. And if you come to my live, I always have reflection questions. So that's what I'm scrolling to right now. So reflection question number one. So just a question to leave you with, to think about, and not share, not put in the comments, just something for you to think about or write it down however you want to do it. But as long as you think about it. So question number one, what financial habit have I outgrown? You know what you've outgrown. What's something that's like, I'm not doing that anymore. I can't believe I used to do that. When you think about your finances, something. What? Why did I used to do that? Why did I say my bills due on Thursday, but I get paid Friday, and it's gonna wait till Friday? I'm just gonna pay it when I get paid. You'll know your thing, whatever that thing is that you do or used to do, and it's like, I've outgrown that. I can't believe I did that. My second reflection question for you: what am I holding on to simply because it's familiar? What is it? Could it be your bank account? Maybe you have a bank account that you've had since high school, but it doesn't have the interest rate to bring in, you know, to help you and help grow your savings that's just sitting in there. That's just an example, but what is your I try to give an example so you can kind of see what I mean when you're thinking about that. But what's something that you're holding on to because it's familiar, but it's not really doing you as, good that it used to give you. All right. Because growth is not always about learning new things. It's about releasing old things. And before I go, I want to remind you, as I did in the beginning, next week is our 5-year anniversary celebration. Tomorrow is our anniversary, but next week is our celebration. So before I wrap up, I want to invite you to come. So, whether this is your first time, tuning into the page, or if you've been here with us, you are welcome to attend. You are welcome to come and, have fun with us. Like I said earlier, we're going to give away some prizes and just talk about how far we've come, what we started with, what we're going towards. And I'm excited to just share where the business is going, what direction it's going in. So it's something I've been holding on to that I can't wait to share. So I hope to see you there to join us for our celebration. And I'm excited to say we have made it to 5 years tomorrow in business, enhancing your finances. What a journey. Thank you for being here and have a good one.